Welcome back to FSL Evolve, everyone. And joining me in this third series is Zayora. I'm
Hello.
Key, and we are going to be your casters for this third series of today. So just to remind everyone, FSL Evolve, this is a tournament for players that are plat and below. So it's a place for players to join and, compete. Like it's like think of it like similar to a collegiate league. We do have some collegiate teams joining this. All these players are here for that competitive feel, playing with other like-minded players, and they're just all looking to improve. And I think that's really, really great to see. So that we'll definitely
Yes.
see some skill discrepancies here, but that's encouraged because we want to see players play here for the experience and to get better. They're meeting other
Exactly.
like-minded girls in the scene.
Definitely. And of course, like, what better way to gain these experiences than to actually enter a competitive scene? As you've mentioned, they kind of get the feels on how they're going to prepare themselves both into our battlefield and of course mentally as well. So they have to, as you mentioned on the previous match, they have to, really work out their synergy in here and how they synchronize with their team. And what better way to actually go is into this platform where we have here at FSL Evolve. And right now we are going to head on to the next match of our day, which is going to be between Waifu of War, who has not yet lost a map as far as I remember. And of course, the map is going to be Icebox versus Aggressive Newbie. They were able to get a 3-1 in the groups. So right now, I guess this map kind of favors both sides of the team since, Waifu War had not lost, and basically Aggressive Newbie has won their Icebox map as well. So we're gonna head on straight into the draft. The pattern that I've been seeing, at least for the past few weeks, in having Icebox is that they definitely have this utility-driven type of agent compositions. You got the Viper, you got Sova for Intel,
Gone?
and Neon is she gonna
Yoru?
be yo is it gonna be like a double duelist lineup? Oh please, not my heart, not my heart.
I want to
But
see Neon.
yeah, honestly, I do want to see Neon as well because Neon has been so great with actually most of our maps right now. I personally tried her, and she's really great. She's really good at creating spaces, in either sides of the half, whether it's attackers or defenders. So right now, they do have a Viper here for the side of Waifu War. Typically, that they have that double duelist lineup as having the Reina and Jet over there. Quite fundamental, actually. But
Yep.
Key, what do you think?
I
Basically.
agree. Wife
Mm-hmm.
of War is basically your standard lineup. The difference for aggressive newbie is instead of the jet, they're actually going for the raids, which we've also seen as kind of
Mm-hmm.
like flavor variation for Icebox.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's pretty normal. Yeah, but hey, look, they're in sync. Look at their banners; they're in
Oh,
sync.
it's the VCT's Champions banner, if I'm not mistaken. I kind of forgot actually getting that banner, but
Yo, I was watching VCT and
yeah.
there's two drops, right? The first drop
Mm-hmm.
is for watching the group stages, the last drop is for the finals. So I
Mm-hmm.
actually unlocked the last drop for the finals, but I didn't press the button.
Oh no, that was unfortunate.
Like is literally I just needed to click that button, but I just didn't. Like I was too busy watching the finals and it was so exciting
Mhm.
and just forgot about the button
This
completely. So
this
I
is a
missed out on that.
button moment.
Yeah,
But you know
completely
what?
tragic.
Let's see if both of our teams can also press their buttons into getting that momentum going. As we are going to start our games in a bit, we're just going to wait for this countdown to finish so that we can start our 1 minute and 30 round here. So for both sides of the teams, in terms of how they buy their stuff, our defenders are going to get these half armors ready with Miyabi on that ghost. So let's see if we kind of sheds light into it. So Sova, this is a usual tactic in Icebox. Get that recon bulk going and hope for the best in trying to get information as much as possible. Do notice, however, both of our Vipers are quite in the flanking game. So
They're
maybe,
playing like gnats
yeah,
here.
yeah, exactly. So it's just a matter of time where one gets to see each other in the flank, but Jazz is going to open it up here for the team getting
Oh, they
one.
miss each other.
Yeah, they did. Oh, but Chloe can get an advantage here in towards mid, spotting out two, basically in above or below rafters. So right now, there's also a flank from a spawn here. Miyabi takes heal down, and Chloe for the trade. There's gonna be another beautiful headshot coming in, but it is trades across the board here for both of our flankers. Yang Somi is going to take that hit, but Call Me Vey is gonna right-click that to clean up the first round.
Yeah, Waifu are really showing why they're undefeated here. That was a pretty fast execute. Plus, they got those kills really quickly. Chol? I keep saying it
I
looks
almost
like
said
Chloe, but it's
Chloe,
actually Chol. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chol.
Okay, Chol. Sorry, I do apologize. Oh no, please don't charge me in at home saying I mispronounced your names. I'm so sorry. but now, yeah.
Waifu of War are actually 4 Vietnamese and 1 Australian. So that's very
Ooh,
interesting.
Aussie mate, let's go.
And that's why one of them has 100 ping.
Understandable. And I mean, you guys did discuss about ping differences as well. So Yang Somi is going to be double peaked here by Call Me Vey and Reina, and coming back here, Best Lone is going to take advantage of that, getting this wall up and go for the spike plant. Joel is going to get that double in towards mid and will go towards B long. So again, this is basically Waifu of War really asserting their dominance in the first two rounds of our game. So, and they're doing wonders here. So it's also understandable because they won pistol, they will be getting better weaponry, and for the third one, this is their bonus round. If they lose it, it's fine. They will be getting rifles on the next one. But for aggressive newbies, they gotta win this round as well. I mean, it's quite expected because they already do have these said rifles in their arsenal.
And for Waifu of War, it's been pretty good for them. Their economy is extremely healthy. Everyone above 2k. They all have Spectres and full armor as well. And with a map like Icebox, if you have Spectres, you can actually still go A, because the close quarters on A will actually help you get onto the side, but you're actually going for a kitchen play here, it seems.
I mean, you would like to really have that wow factor for your attacking side. And Jess is going to greet, and the company is going to greet Aki here with a lot of peaks coming in. Yang Somi, and of course, I'm pretty sure it's going to be, intel or getting that kind of information, so they can use that to their advantage to corner them out. But Call Me Vey is watching flanks here, and now knows that Quinn is there, but Quinn still wins the aim duels, but with a sliver of health, to work with here. Yang Somi is going to try and check it out. Will be taking that one down. That's going to be the push coming in from Chol and for that trade. So it's still equalizing the board to a 3v3, but then again, you did mention this is 3 HP left for Quinn. Miyabi will be taking Jez down. Ooh, Chol! Ooh, the timing was able to hide, but 199X is going to go to get that trade from behind. Heal gets one. Is it gonna be another? Will be repositioning from Yellow. Takes out Quinn first. Beautiful isolation of this fight. And let's see who gets to have that better crosshair, but Heal has to move fast.
Time is running out.
He won't have that time to use. Oh, but he also gets it, but he doesn't have time. So he can save this Vandal. Ooh, he survives.
Oh,
he
survived. I was like,
oh,
is she gonna make it out? But Heal makes it out, and that bonus round is huge for them. They saved so much creds from the previous round. Heal gets a gun. They win this round as well. Look, Heal can buy for Ches, and they're just gonna have so much creds here on the side of aggressive newbie. They're poor.
Yes, of course, it will damage their economy a lot here, having 3 consecutive rounds lost here, and they don't have really much to work with, but with half armor and stress, because they want to at least save at least 1.7 or 1.6 into their money, so that they can have the rifles on the next one. But right now, it is expected that once again, Waifu War can win this because of gun difference. So Quinn will be spotting out Jez there. 199X is going to detect one. Jez is gonna go use the Leer out. He'll reposition, a bit of a whip there, but managed to get the job done. Hyol and Chol will be doing their parts as well in getting heads on their own. And this is just a free plant once again. Yang Song will be spotted out in an
unlucky timing.
Yes, the timing not really in their favor at the moment. And this is another flawless round coming in from Waifu War.
Yeah, so this 4-0 is... Oh, look, there's a timeout from aggressive newbie. Waifu of War showing clearly why they're on the top of their group. I mean, this is group stages, just to remind everyone. Aggressive newbie are comprised of 6 Thai players, while Waifu of War, again, 4 Vietnamese, 1 Australian player. So this is really interesting. And this exactly ties back to the point that I was mentioning earlier. If you're an individual and you want to join these tournaments, you can. find other teams with you. And definitely the Australian player joined these Vietnamese players, and we also have a lot of mixed teams in the roster. So various groups have a mix of Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Indonesia, Philippines, and Singapore, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Singapore, Mongolia. So that's
Ooh.
really interesting. If you really want to join, find other players that you can play with.
Yes.
Please just sign up. Look out for FSL on the different pages, and
Mm-hmm.
you can join. I mean, look, it's definitely not going to be it's not easy wins here, but if you really just want to be in a competitive tournament, it's definitely not going to be easy. This is a place for you to improve with other players, the learn what it feels like to be in a competitive stage, because as you mentioned, getting that experience on the competitive stage is different because it's not just scrims, right? When you're
Yes.
playing in a tournament with a prize pool, we do have a prize pool for FSL Evolve, by the way, guys. If there's a prize pool, if there's something at stake, you'll
Mm,
feel the pressure, and being
yes.
able to improve with that pressure, of course, turns
Mm,
something into diamonds, and
definitely.
that's what FSL Evolve is for.
Definitely. And of course, it kind of like strengthens your mental capacity as well on how you're going to perform with each and every round. So Quinn is going to be detected here. And look at that aggressive sprays already from Waifu of War. So this is quite interesting. Jed's going to watch out for the flank, but Yang Somi wins the fight only for Chol to go for the refrag. Beautifully done. So they are now given the option to go for that rotate because look at how into our minimap, they're quite positioned to stack mid and A. So if let's say the likes of Waifu War is going to have this approach of stealth in B, then maybe they can work it out for the post plant. And so far, it has been working wonders for them. Take note that both of our teams, they do have rifles to work with here at the moment, but this drone is going to try and take a lot of intel there. We'll be spotting out one. Not sure if they spot out Aki. Actually, they will be. Aki now forces to reposition herself in a better angle. That's going to be a slow. Beautiful Viper Spit and wall here. This is going to add a lot of pressure in terms of taking this retake. And that's
Yeah,
going to be the boom bot, yeah.
just feels nigh impossible to go for this retake right now because there's so much utility being used,
Indeed.
and they just can't find kills. They can't isolate any angle. The Viper Spit is there as well, so they can't get on the spike without it being too dangerous. There's a hole in the wall too, so they can just spray onto the spike and really get that kill.
Exactly. So notice how they're just, spraying in towards this Viper's Pit because they already know where the spike is at. So there's going to be a trade respectively. Bestlone takes one Miyabi for the frag. That's going to be a half diffused spike.
What?
Joel with that spray transfer in a quick turn. It's just enough to clean up the round and still, keeping this win streak alive.
Yeah, that flick.
Oh,
Like,
that's
where did
beautiful.
that come from,
Yes.
Joel? That was nasty. Like,
I mean, at this point, it's reflexes,
Right
yeah,
here.
it feels like it's a bit demoralizing for the side of aggressive Newbie, right? Like, it's just so difficult. And Viper's Pit already there. It's just so suffocating the way Waifu of War are playing this. And look, they have 2 players with 100 ping. That's just, how are they pulling this off?
Indeed. I mean, personally, I've been sometimes jumping into servers, and yeah, like it also makes me wonder how are they able to, survive into these kinds of ping differences. But if it works for them, it's well looking great, at least for the side of Waifu of War. And right now, I think it's not just about the ping difference alone, but also the way that they, get this approach and how they go inside a site. So notice how earlier they were just really aggressive. Now they're just delaying the pushes. They're forcing out the skills away from aggressive Newbie, but right now Miyabi is the one who's going to take that flank away. A little bit of a whiff from heal there, and Quinn will be taking that kill. Maybe try to replace Gun, but no, I don't think so. Still sticking with the Spectre here. And the Shock Dart Recon Bolt, but what is going to deny that info? Oh, there you go. There's the switch of the Vandal from Quinn.
They have the res though, so they can kind of
Double peek.
but oh, looks like the defenders have other plans here. All down to Ches. 1v5 situation for her, takes one down.
4 bullets.
See if she can actually clutch this. Nope. Miyabi is gonna take her down, and aggressive Newbie finally get around on the board.
The thing that aggressive Newbie has done here this time around is that I think one of the things that helped them actually take that A site is one of Miyabi's Leer. Because of that
Yeah.
Leer, it forces them to reposition, and it kind of places them in a good position to just get those fights and win them. So if ever aggressive newbie can capitalize on this point that they have right now, since they do have rifles to work with, but of course the same thing, I guess. Heal is gonna go with the ult, because since he's just using a classic, there you go. So they can capitalize on this part.
I call this the Blade Storm buy, when
Oh.
basically all of your teammates buy rifles and
And
you're
then
just on
you-
a classic and full
yeah.
armor. That's the Blade
Yeah.
Storm buy TM.
Yes. I mean,
So I mean, you have two agents that can do that, right? The other
Yeah,
one is
yeah.
Chamber now.
Mhm.
We haven't seen Chamber today. Kind of
it's gonna
was
be
hoping to see
3.
Chamber.
It's going to be 3 once Neon can be used in the tournament scene.
Oh no, Neon can be used already as of like 2 or
Oh,
3
really?
days ago, I
Oh,
think. Yeah,
nice.
so yeah, there's
So it's
3 now.
3,
Yeah.
let's
I forgot
go.
about the laser beam.
Yeah, like, ooh, this is a pew pew moment.
Yeah, she's actually really fun with laser beam, and I think
Yeah.
you know, that laser beam is gonna wreak havoc for a while. The range is actually really high for the laser beam.
Exactly, as well, and the fire rate too. So right now, in towards this game, however, it kind of toned down the aggressiveness. That's gonna be a res here and a beautiful
Oh.
cover by Jez under tube. So notice how they're taking time once again to rotate here, because they wanted this whole pack to be complete before taking a site, and they have done it
30
successfully
seconds
at the moment. But right now, Aki and Miyabi are already in B, so any information that they can gather here can be, useful for them. So Aki takes a quick peek at yellow. She's gonna spot out. Actually, spots out Aki. Takes a little bit of a damage there. Or actually, it was Quinn that he spots out. Denies the recon bolt. This is post plant. They don't necessarily have to peek.
Yeah, it's the same post plan as just now without the Viper's Pit, but they can peek once they hear the defuse sound out, but there's gonna be bullets flying left and right. There's the first trade. Miyabi is gonna get taken down. Waifu far looking very good here, but Aki with a big flank here. Let's see if she can actually make this pay off. She gets one down. The showstopper from Quinn also takes Yol down. It's starting to look good for aggressive newbie, and they actually get this round.
Definitely, the one time that they were not able to watch that flank, aggressive newbie was able to take advantage of it, and this is just them really taking all of these opportunities at hand. So I'm not sure if the same thing is going to repeat, because Waifu Vor here, at least looking at the scores at the moment and how they are able to dominate the scores, to say the least, they have the capability to adapt. And if they are able to bounce back up, they kind of need another countermeasures for that, for side of aggressive Dewey. But so far, they're doing a great job in at least getting points here and slowly closing in towards their scoreline.
Yeah, it's aggressive newbie. They found something that works, right? Waifu 4 was at an advantage there, 5v4, but they were able to take it back with that retake, with the showstopper, with a flank from Aki as well. And if they can keep that up, that'll be really good. But Yang Somi gets a little bit too curious there, gets taken out, and B side they feel is open. Waifu 4 already moving onto the B side, but the quick rotations from aggressive newbie as well ensures that they're actually there for the cover. Aki gets spotted up at a recon bolt. Yellow is already in control of Waifu 4. There's the owl drone coming out. They spot out Aki. There's the Hunter's Fury come out from her own teammate. Almost tags her a little bit. This encourages some of the attackers from going in, but the spike is going to go down anyway. 5v4 now for Waifu 4. We've seen this happen before in the previous round where aggressive newbie was able to take them all out. And it's going to be a different one flanking now Miyabi, but they're ready for this. Waifu 4, Jess is there to take Miyabi down, her Reina counterpart, and it's now down to 5v3. There's also the Hunter's Fury for Waifu 4, so they can play this back. Vey is just playing safe here. And they have full control over this. Chol and Bestlone are going to take one kill apiece, but Quinn is going to take one down, gets spotted by the recon bolt. 36 HP left on her. One bullet is all it takes to take her down, and time is ticking. She's just going to go for kills, and Bestlone is just going to finish her off.
This is what I just mentioned earlier. They do have the capability to adapt, so Jez really did a great job in not neglecting that flank anymore, because they kind of anticipated that all already, and it's quite seen. Like she literally did not leave that angle alone before she spots out someone, and it kind of escalated from there for the other members, because they were double peeking whenever this post plant happens. So right now, I kind of think that Waifu Vor is just gonna go back to A to try to condition them that they can monopolize in both of the sides.
Yeah, and look, aggressive Newbie, they actually committed 3 defenders onto B this time around because the last 2 rounds were a B execute. And like you mentioned,
Ooh.
switching sides here. Oh my god, Quinn. She's gonna hit herself a little bit there, reduce damage, but Jess is gonna finish her off over heals as well. They're gonna take 199X down. Miyabi is gonna trade for heal though. 4v3 right now, but Jess trying to look for the Sage. Takes Aki down as well. Still very healthy for her. Takes Miyabi down too. Jess is on a roll here. Might be able to find the last player as well. That's a quadra kill for the Reina.
Beautiful 4K by Jess right here. It's as if the heads are just passing across her crosshairs, and it's just, you know, a matter of the shots really being accurate for her right now. It's really popping up for the team, as you mentioned, and also the way that she repositions herself with every kill is just so smooth. And you gotta commend that as well, and her teammates, because the team is also giving space, not just for that post-plant situation, but for also any potential crossfire. So maybe the thing that I can suggest for aggressive newbies here, if they were able to get their rifle round this time around, is they can stack a site, and maybe they can just, you know, risk a retake, because what we notice is they're kind of being taken down one by one, because they're quite separated, or the rotate isn't as fast as they anticipate it to be.
Yeah, but now there's 4 members of 4 aggressive Newbie onto the A side. Waifu 4 though, playing this very smartly, very carefully. They're looking for information, and they don't fully commit to A just yet. We've seen this from Waifu 4 many times. They make noise in A and go to B. Look at this, aggressive Newbie. They're still on A. There's only one lone defender on the B side, just Yang Somi with a frenzy. Playing on yellow as well, so it's very difficult to get kills here with just a frenzy. Yang Somi gets taken down, and that's going to be complete control over the B side by Waifu 4.
Again, another. And if you notice, even for these past 9 or 10 rounds now, they always you know, had the capability to plant the spike down, and they're always ready for these post plants. But Miyabi, really good job with that tap of the Sheriff, taking down Chol, and right now that's gonna be the Boombot going to detect Vey, but Vey, it's not really gonna be faltered and react. That's gonna be a potential double peek, but Bestlow takes 3.
What?
Beautifully done. You know, this is also a good play for them, because Jet was used as a distraction so that Bestlow can go for that trade, and Call Me Vey with the shock dart cleans up this round, and it's just looking so dominating for the side of Waifu Vor.
Yeah, I like your name, by the way. I wanted to comment on this since the very beginning, but Waifu War. It's just so
a
interesting.
wow moment.
Yeah, it's
wow
a big
moment.
wow. Yeah, like I really love it. Like they're definitely waifus of war right now because of the way they're playing. They're just destroying everyone on the server. Someone else stepping up every round. It was just the previous round. It was best lone this round. They're definitely here for the war. They're ready to fight, and they're 8-2 right now. But don't forget, Icebox is pretty attack-sided. We've seen some teams come back from a 10-round deficit here on VZT. And it's not even just small tournaments. So it really depends if aggressive Newbie can turn this around, if their attacking side is better. But Waifu War are definitely having their way. They're going for an A executed again, making a little bit of noise, but not fully committing, as is their playbook. Trying to look for the kills here is the exact same thing that happened in the previous round. Heal is going to get tagged down a little bit though, but she can get healed by her Sage. Gonna get healed up, and they're going to go mid right now. So this is exactly what Waifu War is very good at doing. Mid-round decisions. Aki almost gets timing there, has to swap out. They're taking mid control beautifully here. Right now, there's nobody at mid. They can't contest this. Aki is going to try to peek, but the Aldrone is going to discourage her from actually looking out. Gets tagged too. So she has to fall off, ceding control to Waifu 4. We're all keeping up kitchen. Miyabi is going to take a peek, gets a quick kill, immediately dismisses, but the res onto heal is available. So it's back down to 5v5. Yang Somi and Aki. Aki getting a double kill, 1 and an X with a flank as well. It's all down to the Viper. Lone Chol remaining here, 1v5. Let's see what she can do. Can she get this clutch? But oh, Chol gets the first headshot. The Leer is going to stop her from getting any more kills. So as Yang Somi finishes her off with a headshot.
Both of our Sages and both of our teams gets their kills here. and tries to rally that out. But aggressive Newbie was able to respond to that potential mid take that could have been the plan for Waifu War. So with this in mind, I guess they are going to try to tweak their mid control a bit, at least for the side of Waifu War. Maybe try to at least scatter a bit, play for these peaks, and then they can kind of regroup once again. But right now they are gonna still eye out of A, because A, they did have more chances of winning their rounds in this site. So call me Vey with the operator. It's going to watch that flank for sure. So Ches here is going to be the entry, the frontliner for the team, but is going to be detected by this drone. So let's see if he is managed to spot out one. Actually, that is two, an audio cue, since the drone was destroyed. So now you did see earlier that Bestlone just went with the group, and now they're going towards B. So the tactic there was basically just create presence to A in hopes that someone would stack. And it kind of worked because there are 3 people already in towards A, and now they're taking advantage of B once again with these utilities.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened in the previous round, right? Make noise in A, go to B, get the plant down, settle for that post plant. They still have the Hunter's Fury on the side of Waifu War. It hasn't been used yet, so they can just use it again for this post line. Bestlone walks forward, tries to get the plant down. It's a little bit dangerous though, but she's still able to get the plant down. There's the Viper Spit being used and the counter Viper Spit. It's double domains right now, overlapping. So both teams are going to find it very difficult to find anything here. Ches is going to get a first kill over heals. Does not get a second as Miyabi gets a headshot. There's a fake defuse coming out as well. Chol gets one. Oh, does not find anyone in her domain anymore. Call me Vey though. Gets one kill, gets a second. That Hunter's Fury putting in so much work. It's all down to Aki, who gets taken down. 9-3 right now for Waifu War. They're going into the second half with a 6th round lead.
This is a Yoriki Tenkai moment.
Yes, exactly. It's like
this is your
there's like Jujutsu Kaisen right here. It's like
Yeah.
both domains, like whose domain is superior
Yes,
here, right?
yeah.
But it looks like Waifu War are the weebier team, right? They have the waifus in their team, so they were the superior one for that round.
And of course, it's not just about the Viper Spit of both of the Vipers that kind of negated everything, but because of that scenario, it kind of lost vision for both sides. So what Waifu War did, they went out of that Viper Spit and just ping the spike so that the Hunter's Fury can become of use, in which Call Me Viel just kind of utilized that. And you mentioned earlier Aki was the only one remaining there the moment that Viper Spit came down, because unfortunately the Viper was defeated into that fight. That was just their opportunity to get their visions back on track. So right now, because of this switch, you mentioned that the gap for the side of Waifu War is just huge by 6 rounds. So let's see how aggressive Newbie is going to really counter things out into their aggressive side here, as they are the attackers for this next half.
Right now, and let's see if Waifu War can defend as well as they can attack. The attackers, aggressive Newbie, they are pretty aggressive here, but they don't seem to be, having the same plan as Waifu War, where they're actually prepared to retreat. They're just fully committing on A, but because of that, Waifu War is already fully rotated. There's 5 defenders on its A side right now, and aggressive Newbie, they're not looking to go back to the B side at all. They're gonna go for this 5v5 take, but it's so difficult. But you see the Viper's wall, it's actually up there, preventing them from coming in. Bestlone is gonna get a kill. Chol is there on generator as well, wreaking havoc, gets 1 kill, but gets taken out. It's 2 for 2 trade right now, but aggressive Newbie are getting whittled down very low. Waifu War 3v2 right now. Yang Somi is going to take Bestlone now though, so no more heals for them. And aggressive Newbie, do they have the time to make this rotate? They have to, once they get there, they have to plant right away, and there's no room for error right now.
They could have had time if they went under 2, but I guess it's understandable since the caution is there. But will she make it though? Will you make it though? No, you can't.
No, it's too late. It's too late.
It kind of like takes 3.5 seconds specifically.
4, right?
3.5 at least to say.
Oh, I thought it was 4. Okay, but
But to
either way,
estimate it, let's round it off, shall we? It's 4. There you go.
20 seconds was not enough to go from deep A into B. It's just not enough.
There, we kind of confirm it now.
yeah. So I think you need about 23
I
thereabouts without stopping.
Or maybe they could
if you go under tube, like you said.
Yeah, they could have gotten it. They just went under tube. But again, the risk was there because the Viper's walls that came with Chol. There's the risk factor there, and it's understandable that aggressive newbie didn't want to get that risk as well of being taken down. So right now, this is basically another pistol that the members of Waifu War won here. So Heel's going to be detected, will reposition himself, also going to be spotted up by the drone. Let's see. They are kind of stacked here, so they can use it to double peek Heel, but that's going to be a miss. But now they do know where it is, but
That's
Heel
not a
still
miss.
gets one, only for Aki to trade.
I think she could have dashed out there, but you know her teammates are here, trying to stop the plant. Ches takes one down as well. She did get a tag onto that Sova actually, so it wasn't a complete miss, or either that or it was a collateral maybe, because she got an assist for that. And right now, aggressive newbie, they're not able to plant. They're just stuck.
They rotated, but Chol is also watching the flanks. Will be spotting out Aki. That's gonna be a headshot. A bit of a whip. Beautiful spray transfer. Couldn't get that to denying the rotate with a low brink of health. Quinn still wins this round, but only 22 HP.
What?
Beautiful right click. What was that?
Disgusting.
Quinn pop off, but Veslone is finally going to shut her down. But Quinn, the reflexes of this woman. That was so great.
Those right clicks were so filthy.
Yeah.
But I wanted to mention that Chol missing on those Spectre shots was because of the recent nerf to the Spectre, right? It's just so bad at long ranges right now. Even at medium ranges, that was medium range, right? The old Spectre would have taken down those two players immediately, but because the spray control is so difficult right now for longer ranges for the Spectre, I've had this in a game once. I was trying to shoot someone with a Spectre because it was a round 2 and I had a bigger gun. Couldn't hit them, so I just switched to the Ghost instead and was able to finish them off because the Spectre just is not accurate anymore at longer ranges. It's really for run and gun, spray and pray for close range, tight corners, but it doesn't work for medium range anymore. I mean, you can still hit the shots. They only had classics there, but it just nerfed quite a bit.
Indeed. I mean, that's why that others really kind of resort to really saving even on the second round if ever they do win the pistol because of that said nerf as you mentioned. And here, this wall is just being so tedious to our defenders at the moment, but Chol still gets one. Ches is just spraying in here. And let's see, in hopes that they are able to find the heads that they're looking for. Not sure if Ches just know one is in. Raptors looks at the corner, but loses the fight. 199X will be getting healed down as well. Best Loan for the trade, and only Best Loan to try out a 1v3 clutch. But this is the man advantage for the side of aggressive newbie, and they can just go for the crossfires. And the fact that this is a post plan already, they don't really need to peek as much. They just gotta wait for Best Loan. But will Best Loan have the better angle here? She is at ropes, so there's slight inaccuracy in terms of the fire rate. But at least that is now a point for aggressive newbie. So if they are able to do a similar kind of play, such as this, then maybe, you know, they can try to really effort themselves into potentially getting that tie. But it is a long run though, because Waifu War, as we mentioned, they are able to have these countermeasures.
It's 11-4 now, so that's going to be 7 rounds that they need to win to catch up. And there's very little room for mistake because Waifu of War only need 2 more rounds to win this best of 1. And of course, this is the group stages, so like matches are best of 1s here against the other teams. They do have the guns now for Waifu of War, so it's going to be very scary for aggressive newbie if they're not able to take advantage of this. But it looks like Jet is only on a class. Wait, they're saving.
Oh, they are. Oh, maybe because they want to, because if potentially they do lose or win here, they're guaranteed better, you know, guns in the next one. So Heal here, classic, because again, weapon difference. Yang So-mi will be taking Heal down, and of course the double peek capabilities was also there in towards Veer Long, so they can't really do much. Jazz was able to dig one down though. Best Low and take 199X. Yang So-mi for the trade, but Call Me Vey with the frenzy takes Quinn down. That's gonna be a Lear. Spots out Aki, but Chol will take Yang So-mi, who's been popping up for her team. And because of this, the spike isn't planted yet. And just like that, they were able to win out these fights, even though they did not buy rifles.
Match point.
And they get 3 upgrades too, so this is demoralizing for aggressive newbie. It couldn't have come at a worse time, by the way. Aggressive newbie just won the 3rd round because that was their buy round against more or less like a bonus round from Waifu 4, right? And then this win from Waifu War, they didn't fully buy on 3 members. I think only 2 members had rifles.
Mm.
Aggressive Newbie just won a previous round, which means it's a total economy reset for them. And they're on match point. This is the worst scenario that you could be in. You're aggressive Newbie, you're forced to buy this round. You just got resetted, and a Waifu of War just got free upgrades.
And Waifu of War just called a timeout, so it also resets any potential, you know, kind of momentum that can come from aggressive Newbie if ever they kind of like felt it. They felt the start of this match point, but that suddenly goes for a timeout. Maybe it's also a little breather for Waifu of War as well, since they are defenders. They can have the luxury of just taking or just looking at these peaks, and up until the spike is planted, they don't really need to contest it too much, because as we notice, even if they are defensive side, they're quite playing it as if they are attackers. So and they kind of win it out as well. So this is really, I can say it's really one-sided, at least for according to our scores right now. So aggressive Newbie has to find a way, or they have to literally find that wow factor against Waifu of War.
Yep, but the waifus are just a bit too strong right now. Too strong, too fast. They're just taking control over everything. And look, right now they're trying to look for a kill, but Jez is going to be the one to find that kill on mid. Immediately rotates out. Doesn't even give them a chance to go for a refrag. Full health on her as well. So it's now down to a 5v4. Aggressive Newbie don't even have the guns. They don't have the firepower. Like, they have half buys here. Miyabi is already tagged a little bit, doesn't even have the leer. So they're extremely hamstringed by their economy, and they're already one player down on this round. And Waifu of War look poised to take the series from this round.
They're quite separated as well, so I don't think that is a good idea too, because where is the double peak capabilities here? Best Lone, however, will be taken down by Miyabi, so at least that is going to equalize the board. And right now, we do see them low on HP as well. Aki will take down Heal from sight. Miyabi in the gang. Oh, watches Chol here, but that's information towards Jez.
30 seconds.
So
oh, that was smooth. That snake bite was super smooth. There was a fadeaway snake bite onto the exact cover or kitchen, but look, the defenders are gonna stop the spike from getting planted. All down to Miyabi. Uses both dismisses though, so she's not able to heal up. She's gonna be at a disadvantage here because one bullet is all it takes to take her down. But if she can get a headshot here, reloads though, so Jez knows where she is and is going to take the series with that frag. 13-4. Waifu of War are dominating their group.
Very one-sided as well. And right now, Waifu of War is just proving time and time again, at least towards the very start of our stages here, that it's a 5-0 now. And again, they've won their Icebox map. And just look at this ACS that's coming from Jez. 352, that's a lot. Really top fragging for the team. But of course, the team as well is very, very synergized. They were able to give space to this entry that Jez is doing, as well as the utilities that came from Chol and of course from Vey as well. But again, kudos as well to aggressive Newbie. They were able to get some highlights of their own, denied some points, but unfortunately it wasn't really enough to go for that potential tie or overtime, and it just escalated for them. Waifu of War really asserted their dominance here towards their fight.
Yeah, Jez, especially with 7 first bloods, really popping off on this Reina. Chol as well with a few clutches there, but we see why Waifu of War is the top of the group. They are a very strong team. I mean, we've seen that in the VCT leagues as well, right? Vietnamese teams starting to really show that they're very mechanically strong in the game. They just need to catch up a little bit on the strat side, but they're definitely very sharp, and we can see that here. Waifu of War taking this series decisively, our most one-sided series of the day so far.
Indeed, and like you mentioned earlier, the diversity of these teams joining with multiple nationalities, and it's really quite shown, and it's amazing how they are able to really work this out. You mentioned it earlier in our games that Waifu of War is composed of 4 Vietnamese, 1 Australian, so basically ping differences there, but they were able to work it out, and those are one of the factors that really amazes us, and also gives them a platform to really showcase their skills, in which this team was able to demonstrate it just that.
Yeah, and I really love seeing these mixed teams because they really are able to find other like-minded people. I feel like personally as well, I've had a lot of friends that I've met through gaming and online,
Mm.
but of course FSL is really fostering that. You can join even if you don't have a team right now. If you want to join a team or look for other people who want to form a team together, please do go to the FSL groups. They're on Facebook. FSL's on Twitter as well. You can find the links there. You could just maybe reply to a tweet or message them on Facebook to look for the right direction for the signups if you do want to join. Of course, FSL will really foster this improvement with the players, and we can see that some teams are better, some teams are of course not there yet, but of course FSL Evolve is there to foster this community, to move everyone forward, to really compete if you want to try your hand at competing in Valorant.
Yes, and of course, more competitive action. Of course, when we come back after a quick break.